Mariano will have the opportunity to go for a big squeeze as trade raises to 600 in the cutoff. This is followed by Andrew Nemi picking up a playable hand with 2 Broadway cards and calling. Somehow, Mariano wakes up with a monster right on cue.
Kind of hard not to.
This much. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
I'm not sure what to make of Mariano's previous comments, and now his subsequent 3-bet. He's been incredibly aggressive already, 3 and 4 betting pretty relentlessly. We've got what's ordinarily going to be the best hand with ace-queen in the big blind. We've got a big decision to make.
And wow, Mariano talks about blasting off and immediately looks down at pocket queens, 3 bets to $3,500, and Brad has a real one. Ace queen off, 4 bets to $8,000. The perfect spot here for Mariano has Brad crushed.
Must be nice.
Snap calls.
Mariano doesn't even seem to consider 5 betting, so it feels like he has a worse suited ace of some sort or medium to high pocket pair. Maybe some type of suited connector hand that he didn't want to fold for a 4-bet that wasn't much more. I've ruled out hands like aces, kings, ace-king, and I doubt he'll have queens very often because we've got removal to queens. The flop comes 10-10-8 with 2 clubs, small blind checks. This pot has gotten massive. I'm not going to have any 10s or 8s in my range, whereas the opponent will have some trips and some full house combos. I check back to hopefully see an ace or a club. The turn is the 10 of diamonds, and the small blind checks again. Now I'm thinking it's a lot more likely our opponent either has ace high like us or an underpair to the board. 8's full just got counterfeited. I put out a small bet of 4,000 to make it seem like I'm milking the opponent and just checked back aces or kings on the flop to be tricky. Mariano will almost never have aces or kings in his range, whereas we will. Because of that, I plan to potentially fire huge on the river and maybe even overbet shove. Mariano calls the 4,000. In my mind, he could have ace high, maybe the same hand as us, or a hand like jacks, or an underpair to 10s. The river is the ace of hearts, giving us the second best boat possible. Mariano checks. He's got to hate seeing that card. I love it. This is such a rare spot to be in that I actually have no idea what the best play is. I'm kind of in shock to have hit the river. I want to make sure that we squeeze out any extra bit of money that we can, but I don't envision the opponent being able to call anything if he has a worse hand than ours. Ultimately, I go with another tiny sizing of 4,000, which is a lot in real life, but it's very small relative to the pot. Mariano can't fold for that amount, even though it's almost never a bluff. He calls. He reasonably could have called for a good chunk more with pocket queens, but if he had pocket 9s, I'm not sure that he would have. I'm finally getting some good runouts. We win a pot that's almost $30,000. I'm up about $20,000 overall. Very little was going right for me on the previous trip here. That's changed for the most part today.